Hello, one person that's here. Um, it's my Misha. Hey, Misha, give me a minute. I had to restart my computer because there's an HVAC guy here, um, fixing my air conditioning. So I have to pull everything back up and get myself ready for today's topic, being second nature family therapy, and it's, let's just call him founding daddy, Devin Glissmeyer. I oh, sorry. Okay. So Devin Glissmeyer from Second Nature Family Therapy decided that it would be a good idea for him. Thank you. Um, up in the background while working. Okay, I appreciate you, sweetheart. Um, so this guy thought it'd be a really good idea to put out a press release regarding what they do at Second Nature and all the Second Nature therapy programs and affiliated programs, which I found very interesting. Some things about that, who they associate with, who else they run, and the fact that uh, they are in fact connected to Trails Carolina, which I found to be really interesting. Let me see. Learn about us, meet our team. I want to pull up his. We're going to meet here. Let's go ahead and just start the presentation. I don't care who's here, how many people, whatever. We are going to share with, starting with this, and we're going to check out Devin Glissmeyer. Now, I will not be sharing the survivors' names or any identifying characters. What I will say is that I have personally spoken to 5 survivors of Devin Glissman's abuses and Second Nature's abuses. So I do have it on good authority that I feel comfortable enough saying everything that I'm going to say. So Devin is the co-founder of Second Nature, and he's the primary therapist. Now, this was founded in 1998. Clients with whom Devin works well. Devin works with adolescent and teeny boys showing concern on one or more of 4 basic areas. These areas include high levels of opposition, anger, entitlement, chronic deception, having core struggles in basic social functioning, and high levels of anxiety. The young men in the oppositional group are usually crossing substantial boundaries at home, and are challenging parents at very high levels. Dare we challenge our parents? And I'm not saying that there aren't kids that get out of control, that I haven't, as a kid, gotten out of control, but not enough to be put through the abuses that survivors have been put through. Okay, the boys described in the habitually deceptive group are often get to the point that they are lying when they don't need to, e.g., when it doesn't seem to make sense or provide them even a short-term reward. Students with social skill deficits often struggle to maintain friends and have regularly found themselves isolated and chronically struggling with peers. These troubled boys are often found on the spectrum. Our blessed spectrum, because that should send us away to troubled teen industry programs to be abused and tormented and mentally destroyed. Yeah, that makes no sense. And have nonverbal learning disabilities, traits of Asperger's disorder. I can't believe they still use that word, or a full diagnosis of Asperger's. If you need to update this, substance abuse and anxiety happens concurrently with other problems and become an important treatment issue depending on the depth and breadth of all the problems. Okay, I just want to talk for a moment about the people that are on the spectrum because, yeah, especially if they're nonverbal or incredibly introverted and minimally verbal. It doesn't mean that they're bad or they're trouble, then they need to be sent away to some program. It's I don't know if there are any statistics of the percentage that we may know of how many people that have been through the troubled teen industry are on the spectrum, were on the spectrum. I don't have that information now. I'll search for it. I'll ask resources and friends if they know. Okay, so education and prior work experience for good old Devin Glissmeyer. We'll call him the hate miser. They're kind of like the cold miser, but whatever. I'm old. Co-founder of Second Nature, Devin Glissmeyer has worked with adolescents in treatment for over 25 years, 24 in nature-based therapy. That's important. That is the tie-in to Trails, Carolina. Okay. I apologize. My air conditioning's been out for 4 days, and it's quite hot in here, and I don't have any idea what I did with anything to put my hair up. By the way, I got 5 inches of hair cut off Saturday, and it feels amazing. In fact, I am absolutely in love with how soft and breezy and layered my hair is. Oh, anyways, Devin began his studies at the University of Utah. Oh, another red flag, where he received a bachelor's of science in psychology. He attended Ball State University in Indiana and received master's of arts in counseling psychology. He returned to studies focused on family symptoms and adolescent development and treatment. His doctoral research focused on the influence of parental and peer relationships on manipulative behaviors, e.g., substance abuse, oppositional defiance, and mood disorders. He began working with adolescents during graduate school as a frontline residential staff member. It was during this time that he began to focus singularly on adolescent development and treatment. I wonder why that is. I do. I wonder if he was prone to be abusive, if he was a bully, or if he was bullied and wanted to exact his revenge on kids who bullied him through other boys. I don't know, but there's a reason that he chose this industry. And it wasn't to be really sweet to them and treat them wonderfully and understanding and be open. It was to verbally, mentally, psychologically, physically abuse them, starve them. These kids in the history of wilderness camps, I don't know if people know this, but they only eat beans and rice. So that's slave food, and nobody should be a slave to anybody ever. And it's, especially for growing children, it's really bad for them, especially if they're out in the elements, no matter the time of year. So Devin's strength. Okay. Devin's strengths lie in his clinical training in adolescent development and family therapy. He has empathy for students being away from home and those struggling with social limitations. Devin is able to deliver clear expectations and boundaries with focus on accountability, improved self-care, and work ethic. He also focuses on emotional development and competence of students. After initially engaging students in the program, Devin begins to just, physically hurt them and mentally abuse them, but that's not what he said. Devin challenges them to focus on identity development, who they want to be. He is able to manage challenging family dynamics well. Devin knows the importance of flexibility with substance issues and the importance of realistic commitments with them. Personally, I don't give a fuck what his interests are. That guy can suck a sack. Yeah, he's a real treat, Misha. I'll tell you what. Very interesting how my viewership has dropped down to 2 suddenly. Wonder why that. Okay, so this is not feel better, but okay, so let me stop this, and I want to present this screen. This is the press release that was sent out to Fox 40 in Sacramento, California. Let me share it here. Okay. Now, go ahead and blow this up. So this is EIN Presswire Newsmatic. Second Nature Family Therapy. Second Nature Family Therapy, revolutionizing adolescent treatment with nature-based wilderness therapy. Now, I want to be clear, and we'll go through the Second Nature page really quick after I finish this. They don't just do wilderness therapy; they do all kinds, and I'll show you that. But this is it was just too much not to. I have to read this. Okay. And now this is written by, let's see at the bottom if it says, and I apologize for the, anyway, so it was provided by their press wire. So basically, Second Nature just sent this to them, and I'm going to actually, hang on a second. I'm going to take myself off the screen so that I can make this bigger so that I can read it. Okay. So, Duchesne, Utah, United States, August 27th, 2024. Second Nature Family Therapy, a pioneering nature-based therapy program for adolescents, is making waves in the field of mental health treatment with its innovative approach to therapy. Research underscores that Second Nature's comprehensive nature-integrated model offers superior therapeutic outcomes compared to traditional short-term residential treatment center programs. This highlights the benefits of immersive nature-based interventions in addressing the complex needs of young people. A new era in adolescent therapy. Second Nature Wilderness Family Therapy combines the restorative power of nature with evidence-based therapeutic practices to support adolescents in their journey towards mental wellness. However, I have not seen any evidence-based therapeutic practices. I haven't. They didn't share that. They just shared this. This is fun. It's just fun to read it. Okay. Unlike short-term residential programs, which typically offer interventions in a controlled environment, Second Nature leverages the natural world to facilitate long-term healing and development through the Second Nature Wilderness Program. Dr. Devin Glissmeyer, co-founder of Second Nature Family Therapy, states, by immersing adolescents in the natural world, we tap into the profound healing power of nature, which fosters deep emotional and psychological growth and helps them develop crucial coping skills and resilience. I wonder where they get the resilience from. It also strengthens their connection to themselves and their families, who they're not allowed to speak to. This approach results in transformative and enduring therapeutic outcomes that short-term residential programs simply cannot match. Second Nature Family Therapy approach differentiates itself from the so-called troubled teen industry by focusing on long-term healing for the whole family rather than the often criticized methods of troubled teen programs. Research-backed benefits of nature-based wilderness therapy programs. Studies reveal, again, I don't see any studies. Studies reveal compelling advantages of nature-based wilderness therapy programs over traditional short-term residential treatment. Research published in Environmental Science and Technology demonstrates that extended engagement with natural environments significantly enhances mental health outcomes. Yes, generally in the human population, not specifically with troubled kids that are going through whatever any one of us is going through at the time that we're sent away. Okay. It has nothing to do specifically with troubled teens. They cherry picked the story from environmental science and technology saying that it was healthier for people in general. It'd be better on their mental health if they spent more time outside. But they cut it up, to make it work for them, because that's all they do is rack and stack money and blow smoke. All right. So, according to Barton and Preddy, 2010, nature-based activities reduce stress, improve mood, and support overall mental well-being more effectively than shorter-term interventions. Barton and Preddy, 2010. Mm-hmm. 1 second. That was one of the... Yeah, that was one of the pages that I had pulled up before I had to. How funny. All I had to do is say Barton and Preddy 2010. It shows right up. Okay. So it's about green. It's at the green exercise theory. So again, nothing to do with their brand of child torture. Lies, lies, lies. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. Okay. They're just lying all the time, lying. So they've already said the words troubled teen programs twice, right? Furthermore, a study in psychological science by Berman, Jones, and Kaplan, 2008, highlights that nature exposure improves cognitive functions and attention, which are critical for adolescents struggling with attention disorders and cognitive fatigue. Berman, Jones, and Kaplan, 2008. Also, a general statement that was made in this study. Nothing specifically to do with programs for troubled teens. Whether they want to call themselves a troubled teen industry program or not, they certainly are. Okay. These cognitive benefits are integral to the holistic approach of second nature wilderness therapy. Holistic as in no medications, sleeping on the ground and eating rice and beans. Sure. Taking a dump and, shoveling up a hole, dumping it, no, that was great. That's great for kids. Long-term benefits and sustainable outcomes of nature-based therapy. Okay. Unlike short-term residential programs, which often involve abrupt transition back to everyday life, second nature wilderness therapy offers a sustained therapeutic experience in the natural environment. Now, yes, it's true, there is an abrupt transition when you are released from a troubled teen industry program back into the real world. That's true. However, what they are advocating for is aging these kids out. I think at least one of their programs, it houses people up to 28 years old. So it allows people ages 11 to 28. And I would like some more information on how they keep the teenagers safe from the adults. Just throwing it out there. Okay. According to Hardig, Mang, and Evans, 1991, extended nature exposure fosters enduring psychological restoration and resilience, providing adolescents with tools for long-term success. Again, this is a general statement about people as a whole getting the fuck out of their houses and being in nature. What a shock. Yes, that's healthier for people. Moreover, the program's emphasis on family involvement and community support aligns with findings from Kuo and Faber-Taylor, 2004, who indicate that incorporating family dynamics into therapeutic practices enhances treatment efficacy and supports lasting recovery. This family-centered approach is a hallmark of second nature, ensuring that adolescents and their families are actively engaged in the therapeutic process. I will double check this with the survivors that I know, but I'm almost 100% certain they don't let the children interact with the parents, but as usual, and in all cases of troubled teen industry programs, the program does, in fact, on a regular basis, communicate with the families. Of course they do. They want to keep their kids, so they've got to keep them in, they have to keep them informed of what's going on and why it's taking so long and why they have to stay, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to look up this Hardig, Mang, and Evans, 1991. Restorative effects of natural. I want people to see this. You know that? I want people to see this. I am going to turn this out really quick. And I want to show this page. So when I look this up, when I look any of these up, it shows 100% of just tracking restoration. It has, let me make it a little bit bigger. Tracking restoration by using nature. This is, I don't know what else to do but laugh. Because, I thought everybody knew that. I really did. I thought everybody knew that going outside is good for people, except for people that are allergic to everything that's outside. And then, they shouldn't necessarily. Okay, so let's go back. What? Don't hate me, but I have to go mod for another channel. It's okay, Misha. Thank you for being the one person to show up for me. But I just do want to say hi to my Survivor replay crew that will show up. Don't worry, babe. Go do what you got to do. I'm fine. I did want to record this anyways, but it doesn't matter. Go do your modding. I love you. I know that you don't mean any harm. I'll be back at the same time tomorrow too to cover some more of this if you're interested. So you are welcome, love, and have a great evening. All right, so we're going to go back to the rest of this amazing press release. Okay. Clarifying the difference. Nature-based therapy versus boot camp amidst misinformation. I don't know who's comparing boot camps and wilderness programs. However, unfortunately, they made a big mistake right here in this sentence, and I'm here for it. Unfortunately, misinformation propagated by Paris Hilton, the advocacy group Unsilenced, and on platforms like Reddit, inaccurately equates nature-based therapeutic programs with the punitive nature of boot camps. Let me explain something to you. We're the survivors. We're the ones that have gone through your program. So just stop with your garbage. We're not hearing it. And thank you for the shout out. That was fantastic. And I happen to know also Paris is thrilled for the shout out. Thank you. Thank you for recognizing that we are fighting against everything that you stand for. Thank you for recognizing that we are here for the kids who are just getting out, the kids who are in now, the kids who might go in, but whose parents might think enough to search the internet for information regarding their program so that they can make an informed decision if they want to send their children to an abusive therapeutic boarding school, residential treatment center, wilderness camp, or boot camp. Devin, I don't care what you call it. It's all abuse. All of it is abuse. Are you getting scared because we're getting closer to our federal bill becoming a law? I hope that you're saving your money, maybe even investing it, because you're probably going to be out of a job soon. Yeah? Okay, let's carry on. That was a super fun sentence. It was great. Nature-based therapy programs are licensed and operated by clinical professionals and are designed to offer therapeutic support through structured outdoor therapeutic experiences, emphasizing emotional growth and resilience. Do you know how they emphasize the emotional growth and resilience? They make them carry heavy bags on their backs, hike for miles, build their own camp, their own fire. They eat rice and beans. That's it. All day, all night. The only thing that they eat is rice and beans, and they drink water, which is ration. In the winter, that's a horrific thought with that heat. Kids fall out all the time. In the winter, same thing. And you can justify it with your pretty words all you want to, but we see you. And now that the survivors are talking, you can never make us shut up again. So Yay again on this press release. It really is the best thing that's happened to me in over a week. All right, let's see. So, research underscores the efficacy of wilderness therapy, which studies such as those published in the Journal of Therapeutic Schools and Programs. By the way, that is a TTI periodical. So, like, consider like Scientology's newsletters, their brochures, their booklets, not their big books they sell, but their booklets. It's the same thing. It's their own in industry, shout outs. Yeah, we're great. I don't know, maybe I should start making a periodical that talks about how amazing I am and how I never do anything wrong and I've never hurt anybody in my life. I mean, why not be a big fat liar like these people? All right, let's see. Okay. I'm going to read it again. Research underscores the efficacy of wilderness therapy with studies such as those published in the Journal of Therapeutic Schools and Programs, showing that participants experience significant reductions in symptoms of depression and behavioral issues, reporting improvements of up to 50% in depression and 40% in behavioral challenges. Now, they speak a lot about studies and they're just looking at all these studies and all these, all this research, and I haven't seen a single receipt. All they do is talk about it. I want to see the real outside scientific proof that anything that is said in this is true. I'm not going to find one, but there's not. Okay. About Second Nature Wilderness Family Therapy. For more than 25 years, Second Nature Family Therapy has been the leading provider of nature-based therapeutic programs, combining outdoor adventures with evidence-based clinical practices to promote mental health and well-being. The program's innovative approach helps teens develop coping skills, resilience, and a deeper connection to themselves and their families. Second Nature Family Therapy programs work with adolescents aged 13 to 17 who struggle with mental health issues, including anxiety, depression, trauma, behavioral problems, substance abuse, learning differences, attachment issues, and relational difficulties, which means familial difficulties, trouble at home. Well, yeah, if there's trouble at home, what do? Send the kid away. This is going to end, by the way. Second Nature is licensed by the Utah Department of Human Services. Let that be what sticks in your head. I'm going to say it again. Second Nature is licensed by the Utah Department of Human Services. Feel free to reach out to the Utah Department of Human Services and let them know how you feel about Second Nature and other programs. These are their references. So it actually came from Julia Andrick, Second Nature Family Therapy. I don't know what her title is, but let's see. Julia Andrick. Hi, what do you mean? Where's Andrea? Julia. There she is. Julia Andrick, Business Development and Admissions. So what could possibly be Julia's motivation for typing out and releasing that press release? I mean, let's ask ourselves that. What would cause this woman to be putting out this press release? Could it have something to do with her business development and admissions title? Their admissions are down because of Paris Hilton unsilenced and others speaking out against them. Yeah, I think we're definitely onto something here. Our programs, ready? I don't know. What? Yeah, the air conditioner guy is still here. Okay. Program. Oh, I might be thinking of the other one. All good? Think, yeah. Yes, I can feel it. You're my hero. Yeah, as long as it's working. No, it's never been that loud. Yeah, that's weird. Hang on one second, y'all. I'm going to mute. All right, there's nobody here anyway, so it's okay. Um, so I thought that they showed. I thought that they showed the other places that they're affiliated with. However, I could be mistaking this for. I could be mistaking this for another program that I will be covering tomorrow, and I don't really want to get that into it. No, okay, so that's all that we have. That's all that we have on Second Nature today. But we also do have a letter to the editor um, from the Desert News. It looks like it is in Texas, maybe. Um, okay, so I'm going to read this really quick and then just wrap this one up. Short and sweet, right to the point, doing and saying what I want to do and say. All right. So this is a letter to the editor. We need accountability for troubled teen programs. The ongoing issues regarding camps or school programs for troubled teens have still not been resolved. For those who may not know, these programs are meant to treat kids and teens who are showing patterns of poor behavior or any behavior that parents don't like. Often, though, there have been reports of abuse at these facilities. As of 2021, new laws were passed to help regulate how children are being treated while at these establishments. However, according to some sources, there have not been proper regulations in making sure that these facilities are treating the clients well and abiding by the new rules put in place. Because we all know they're not. Because we all know that the new rules and regulations in these 3 states are not even really being acted upon. They're just forced to pass them because we keep losing kids, right? Keep losing kids in programs after they leave programs. Okay. In my opinion, now this is Savannah Malloy from Salt Lake City. In my opinion, there should be more policies in place to prevent the abuse of minors. One idea is the Accountability for Congregate Care Act. It's from very recent. Okay. One idea is the Accountability for Congregate Care Act. This is the proposed act on the federal level to ensure the well-being of minors in facilities such as this. It would allow the federal government to get involved if abuse is happening, which might be more of an incentive for this industry to care for their clients. This is one example of a policy I believe would be helpful for the issue. And she makes a really good point. However, I want to share with you what we're calling it and what it is now, which is the SICA bill, which is the Stop Institutional Child Abuse Act. Okay. And then I'm going to share. Okay. And it's doggone it. Let me go back one more. It is HR House Resolution 2955. And it is also, let me get the Senate. I had them both. Well, anyways, it's HR 2955. So that's important. So this is what the bill turned into. Okay. So the Stop Institutional Child Abuse Act has its own website. It's important for you to know that. I'm going to actually go ahead and post this in here. If anyone comes along and decides to watch the replay, they can click on this and check it out themselves. So this is the website for the Stop Institutional Child Abuse Act. It's a crucial piece of legislation designed to tackle a serious issue that has persisted for too long. And we're talking over 50 years. And honestly, the very first troubled teen industry actually started in 1918. A fun little history fact for you. So, the abuse and neglect of youth in residential facilities, commonly known as the troubled teen industry. Understanding the bill. This bill has been criticized for decades due to its lack of transparency and accountability. This industry, which has led to distressing outcomes for hundreds of thousands of youth. The introduction of this bill marks a significant step forward in reforming how these facilities operate, aiming to ensure they provide safe, supportive, and nurturing environments. The bill is notable not only for its content, but also for its widespread support. It is a bipartisan, bicameral initiative introduced in both House and Senate, reflecting a universal concern for the well-being of our youth. Currently, it boasts the backing of over 100 bipartisan co-sponsors in the House of Representatives and more than 25 in the Senate. We've already had our hearings in June. We are looking, hopefully, to be lobbying for fall session in Washington. I can go ahead and get that off of here. I just wanted to make sure that anybody who comes in here sees that. So what we're hoping and looking for now is to do some lobbying within the Capitol building, within the House and the Senate, pushing for a vote, because that's where we're at. We introduced the bill, there has been lobbying. We did the hearing, there's been lobbying. So, and then Paris Hilton went back and did some more lobbying and spoke at I think 1 or 2 weeks later, went back to DC and spoke, because she was not with them in June. I missed that as well, unfortunately. But for fall session, the goal is to get these 125, make it even larger, because I mean, I defy a politician on the federal level to look any of us in the eye and say that they don't care about children, that children aren't the most important thing in the world. They are. I mean, if you want the world to continue, the people that are having kids and those children, all I'm asking is for people to care about children after birth. Everybody's all up in arms about, being pro-birth, but let's be pro-kids, pro-children, pro-teenager. We're so anti-teenager. I mean, for my whole life, it's been anti-teenager for as far back as the research that I've done. Teenagers are always wild. They're this, they're that. But this is vitally important. And the reason that I share the bill is because of men like Devin Glissmeyer and places like Second Nature Family Therapy, who think that they can just get away with horrific abuses of children. They're children. I don't care if, they're 13 to 17. They're still children by law. So they deserve better. And we're going to continue fighting, and we are not going to shut up ever again. So have a look into Devin, have a look into Second Nature. Feel free to reach out to them if you'd like to. Feel free to reach out to their local representatives in their area who represents the constituents where it is. And I hope to see you on the next stream. And lastly, as always, I guess I'm still trying this, although my faith in humanity is pretty grim right now. But if you could just be nice to one person today, and we do it every day, we might have a chance. Everybody take care. And we'll never be silent again. Don't forget it.